Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-May 2024 reading for the zodiac sign of Aries. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages I receive, as well as many of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and get into it. So again, this is mid-May 2024 for the zodiac sign of Aries. Column number 1, we're going to take a look at any big messages coming for the remainder of May. Column number 2, we're going to talk about anything related to money. Column number 3, we're going to talk about anything related to love. And in our fourth and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides, which is almost like advice for the month of May. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But taking a look here, column number 1, we have a summary affirmation card to get us started. We have the card of discernment. Aries, this is about being a product of your environment. So you are what you eat, you are who you surround yourself with. We want to make sure we give ourselves a very positive environment. You see this lady has tons of greenery and beautiful flowers around them. So this is how we, again, we're very much a product of our environment. We're very influenced by those around us, the things around us. So we want to make sure you surround yourself with who you want to be. You want to make sure you eat good food so we can be healthy. But just realizing that those kind of outside influences and the impact they have on us. Let's take a look though at our clarifiers and see what other messages we've got going on, or not our clarifiers here. Take a look at our cards, see what messages we've got going on. First up, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. I almost feel like, so going back to like being around things that are positive for you, if a situation doesn't feel right, I feel like you need to remove yourself from it, Aries. Or if a relationship isn't feeling correct, we need to distance a little bit. But it's like your gut and your heart are leading you in the right direction. Your intuition's leading you in the right direction. So be really sensitive to that. If something doesn't feel right, I would act on that feeling. And again, distance ourselves, move away from that situation. The next card that we have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very strategic, very intentional. You're working on something big right now, Aries, and we really can't have any distractions. We can't have any trouble. We can't have anything that's going to hold us back. So I feel like we need to prioritize ourselves and, again, avoid those things that don't feel right, that don't feel good. Again, we don't want anything taking away from this big thing that we're working on. This is like our whole focus here. At the bottom, we have the Fool card. The Fool card's the first card in the Major Arcana. It's fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures, beginnings. I think this is one and the same here with the King of Swords. We are wholly focused on this new opportunity, this thing that we want, this adventure, this beginning, this new opportunity. So don't let anything detract from it. But again, I think we really need to focus on putting ourselves in the best situation and avoiding things that do not feel right for us. All right, let's take a look at our clarifiers now and see what other messages I can give you. First, we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, this is very studious. This is very hardworking. Again, I feel like we are focused hard on this thing. We're working really aggressively towards this thing. And the Page of Cups, this is new love. So this could be a new opportunity. This could be a new relationship. Again, I feel like it's more about this new beginning, this new opportunity we're referring to before, but for some of you this could be love. But I feel like we need to trust our gut and situate ourselves well. Again, you've worked really hard on this. You've put a ton of energy into this. I feel like you've learned this really well too. I feel like it's been very studious. So again, you're going to know if the situation isn't what it should be. Again, you've spent a long time researching, loving, and understanding this. Up next, we have the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation. It's a card of abundance. I love to see it. I feel like we're going to be really successful. We have the opportunity to create. We have the abundance that we need to get done what we want. This is also like you getting what you want with the Empress card. So I like to see this. Again, the thing that you've been babying, that you've been growing, that you've been working towards here, I do feel like will come come to fruition for you in a really positive manner. At the bottom, we have the Nine of Swords. This can be a card of anxiety, worry, stress. So I think some of us are a little bit stressed about this situation. The best advice I can give you here, though, Aries, just based on this spread of cards, is really trust your gut, trust your intuition, know what feels good, know what doesn't feel good, and act accordingly. And really just be aware of those outside influences and that we're a product of our environment. So let's say you're trying to open a new business, then you want to be spending your time with people who have opened new businesses, that have that similar mindset and that kind of can-do mentality. All right, moving on to our next column, let's talk about anything related to money. So a quick money message here for you. It says, staying in your comfort zone clogs the flow of energy. Try something new and break the stagnancy and welcome a fresh perspective into your life. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Aries. First, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a very generous card. It's a card of giving or receiving. I do feel like you're on the receiving end, which is fabulous to see, Aries. I think there's a bonus coming for you. Time off, I don't know. I feel like you're receiving something here. So this is very favorable for you. And it's like you're receiving something really positive. So I like to see that for you. The next card we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a great card to have in our money column. This is about being resourceful with our resources. So this is meaning that we're making good money moves. We're making good money choices. I feel like you're using your time, your money, your energy in the appropriate way, which is great to see. But I feel like you're going to be getting more resources. Again, that's what we're seeing with the Six of Pentacles, that receiving. I do feel like for some of you, this is time off, extra time off. Maybe there's a bonus, but I feel like you're using your resources well, but I feel like you're getting even more resources. And at the bottom here, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, this is very confident, very self-assured, very self-sufficient. I just feel like you're positioned well too. I feel like you are doing your thing. You're doing well at doing your thing. So I feel like you're in a position where you're skilled, you have expertise, you have good knowledge, good background, and really are able to kind of drive forward. So I feel like you're confident in your role and your position here. Let's take a look at our clarifiers and see what other messages I have here for you, Aries. First up, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card. Obviously, this is like heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. It has some of those really heavy meanings. But another meaning of the Three of Swords is like pulling the sword from your own heart. So I do feel like there's been some recovery recently that's happened. Like you've been working to pay off credit card, you've been working to pay off debt. Maybe you weren't working very many hours and now we're working towards working more hours. Again, that would be a resource, having more hours at work. I just feel like we're on the receiving end, but I feel like this is saying you've put in the work, that we've come a long way. There's some healing that's happened from some damage that we see with the Three of Swords. The next card we have is the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles on top of the Queen of Pentacles. Love when that happens. It's like the universe saying, I said what I said, I meant what I meant. Very crisp, clear message when we have the same card on top of each other here. So again, I feel like you're making good moves with your resources. That's apparent through that kind of Three of Swords healing as well. But again, I just feel like there's more resources coming in, which is also going to help with that path of healing, help with making things better there. Last but not least, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a dark, gloomy card. You see the sky is dark, the person's laid down flat, all the swords stuck into them. Again, it's just a low, hard place, but I feel like, again, we've been recovering from there, we've been healing from there, which is great to see. But I feel like you're going to be receiving this. That's going to give you this extra push. But I already feel like you're making the right move. So this really will be kind of a bonus or an extra help for you because you've already been working so hard towards it. All right, moving on to our next column, we're going to talk about anything related to love. Quick love message here for you. Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Aries. First, we have this Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawing, retreating. I hate to say this, but I do think that there is a relationship ending for some of you. But keep in mind, this could be love interest, this could be coworker, this could be friend. I just feel like we've grown apart. I feel like this is a distance card. This is a moving away from each other. Maybe somebody actually moved here, even, Aries. But I just feel like there's distance. We've grown apart here. And this is kind of like letting go and moving on. The next card we have is the Temperance card. This actually feels really good. I think it's sad that the relationship is ending, and I think some of you will be sad about it. But with the Temperance card, there's like more balance, there's harmony, there's moderation. Maybe you were the one that was always reaching out to them and they like weren't reciprocating that type of energy. But I don't know, it feels more peaceful kind of moving away from this relationship. And then at the bottom here, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups, if you look, there's something different happening in each of these cups. Again, I just feel like we've kind of grown apart here. You have very busy lives, very different priorities, very different focuses. This is non-committal too, so I feel like it was just hard to make plans. It was hard to stay connected, hard to stay committed, I feel like is one of the things I'm hearing here. All right, let's look at our clarifiers, see what other messages I can give you. First up, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, this is a card of persistence. Again, I feel like there was no lack of trying. I feel like we were reaching out over and over again. We were trying to make plans and things just weren't working. So I feel like this is showing your persistence, showing your effort before we decided to kind of officially part ways here. The next card we have is the Ten of Wands. This is stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. Again, I feel like you both have a lot going on. You had just so many different things happening, too many things on your plate, kind of overworked, overwhelmed here. There just really wasn't time for this relationship, it seems. At the bottom, we have the Hierophant. Very traditional, very conventional. I feel like it's sad because I feel like there's like history with this person. This card's coming through as like there being history there. But for some reason I feel like maybe there's potential to get reconnected in the future. I just think it'll be a ways away. I feel like this is saying there's history here, and oftentimes history brings us back to each other. I just don't know when that would be because there's too much happening right here, right now on both sides. All right, let's take a look at our next column, our fourth and final column, a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the summary affirmation card of context. Pretty literal card, getting more information, getting more context, getting more detail on something. Let's take a look though at our clarifiers and see what we've got going on. First we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords we talked about earlier. This person's laying down flat, the sky is dark, we have all these swords stuck into them. So again, I feel like we're feeling a little stuck, we're feeling like we're kind of in a low spot. We're feeling a little beat up and battered about something, but I do think more context is coming, which is good. With the Moon card next, this is like a card of delusion. This is a card of illusion. I feel like you're going to find out that something is not what it seems, which will be good because I feel like we don't love what we think it is. Again, we're feeling like the Ten of Swords, we're feeling very low about it. But I do feel like there's like a misinterpretation or some sort of illusion, so it's not exactly what we think it's going to be. So I feel like there's some clarity coming in with the Moon card, again, that additional context. At the bottom we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful. This is like making power move. This is taking the lead on something. What I'm hearing though is I feel like this context, this information is going to be an enabler. Because again, I feel like we're feeling really down about something, Aries, but then once we see it for what it's worth, I feel like you can make the move, you can make the change, you can take whatever action you need to here. Looking at our clarifiers, we have the Knight of Cups up first. This could very much so be like a relationship or somebody we love. So again, feeling down about this relationship, or again, we are viewing it in a way that's not correct. Like we have a different vision of this relationship or this person. The next card we have is the Magician. Again, I think we are going to take action because of this. Like once we can see the situation for what it is, we are going to move forward. We are going to take action. And last but not least, we have the King of Pentacles. This is very solid, practical, wise. Of course, we're getting wiser as we get more information, as we get more context. But I feel like you can see it for what it is now, and you weren't able to see it for what it was before here, Aries. All right, let's take a look now at our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video here. But question number 1, we have the 3 of Hearts, number 1 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the 2 of Spades, number 34 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3, we have the Queen of Diamonds, number 12 card. That's going to be a yes. So yeses across the board there for you. If you watched our video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of May. You have fluorite, which is good for order, structure, knowing when to say no, clarity of thought, and really gives you a healthy ego. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Aries, your healing note says, part of the healing process is sharing with other people who care. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. All of those help me greatly as I'm trying to grow my channel. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aries, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your May.